I just wanted to welcome everybody to today's presentation. Let me introduce myself. I'm Marta Stafiniak. I'm from Terrabio, and I am a more automated and mobile. I would like to introduce and warmly welcome the important part of our team, our CEO, Marcin Babilas.
Hello, nice to meet you.
And our CTO and co-founder, Bartosz Pęcakowski.
Morning, nice to meet you.
Before going on with some details, I'd like to outline what in general we are coming today with. We developed an innovative, really fast and extremely easy to use mobile pathogen analyzer with a wide set of molecular tests. And I believe that our product is dedicated to almost everyone. For example, vegetable, veterinary medicine specialist. We work with people with extensive experience in life sciences, engineering and construction fields, and sales and marketing industries.
Today, the detection of foodborne pathogens is available, but it is organized around the labs. Standard procedures are time-consuming, expensive, and in fact, deliver information too late for proper reaction. As a result, such a model leads to ineffective production and suboptimal food quality.
With Terralizer, a full analysis of one or many pathogens is performed in 6 easy steps, from DNA isolation of the biological material to obtain the final result. What is very important and worth noticing is that all stages take place on board our device. The innovative nature of our technology is first the time of analysis. That's a quick essay. The turnaround time from specimen, the accuracy of the most precise pathogen diagnostic methods. The simplicity of our analysis, it does not require any advanced skills or lab knowledge. Trust me, anyone can perform this test. And last but not least, it's multi-detection. So we have an ability to detect the presence of up to 16 pathogens from one sample of biological material.
We offer an extremely easy to operate system for the quick and precise detection of pathogens. Our device, cloud service, and assays work together to provide an inexperienced user with state-of-the-art technology. With instant information comes better management, which translates to better food quality and healthier environment. But of course, Terralizer is not the first small-size thermal cycler on the market. There is competition, but thanks to our patented technology, Terralizer is the fastest one. Also, there's no other single device designed for qPCR and DNA isolation, all for simple extraction of the best quality data. And finally, our system is simplified as much as possible. There's no need for programming reaction parameters.
And
guys, you have some kind of a connection problem, so please turn off your videos and move on, please.
Okay. In the following 2 slides, we would like to show you the potential of the market, trying to find an answer for the question whether what Terrabio has been working on for the last 2 years makes a sense and has got a market demand and need. The most important figures are those on the growth potential of the value of the pathogen testing market, 2021 versus 2030. The market value growth is about 100%, where rapid testing alone is valued at $3 billion in 2024. Terrabio has a defined target market for sales, and its focus is the poultry processing market. Please notice Salmonella graph. We will go deeper into that case on the next slide. The poultry processing segment includes both farms and poultry processing plants, as current legislation obliges participants in this chain to control Salmonella ex officio. Terrabio's technology addresses those challenges. Poland is one of the biggest producers of poultry in Europe, huge exporter of poultry meat, and is responsible for the most of Salmonella outbreaks in EU. To answer the question whether we have invented something that market doesn't need, the answer is no. We are in the world market and it needs and trends. Summarizing the agricultural production market, its European potential is illustrated by the figures shown. Reaching by Terrabio 10% with SAM, serviceable obtainable market gives nearly 75,000 farms, each of which is a potential user of one Terralyzer and on the average 10 tests per year. We are proud that the technology that we are working on fits so well with global trends and challenges humanity is facing. Terrabio will make a significant contribution to global food safety.
Yeah, Terrabio was established at the end of the 2018. Since then, we have developed a prototype technology, desktop application, cloud service, and assays to cover the needs of the food safety segment and crop production. We have also 2 registered trademarks and patents. We also started cooperation with farms. By the end of 2022, we delivered the system to our partners for final validation. Next year, we are going to get a CE mark for the device and the quality certification for our system. Then we'll be ready for the market launch and exploration of new segments and regions.
We don't want to create our own sales channels into B2C relationships model. We want to tie in specific market sectors with their market leaders where the B2B sales model is applicable. We are convinced that companies with extensive sales and consultancy structures, knowledge of the market needs, and end-user specifics are target in development of commercialization of Terrabio products. The first and obvious market for Terrabio is the domestic market, which, as far as meat processing is concerned, is already arranged and agreement ready to be signed. We are talking to potential business partners in the areas of fruit and vegetable production and cereals as well. That means input distributors. The next steps are expansion into European and US markets.
And to deliver our product to the market, we need to complete the R&D work, especially in the IT area, hire new team members for the production line and development of the production line itself. Also, we will need funds for outsourcing and IP protection. We estimate that this process will consume up to 1.2 million euros. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tell us more words about the competition, because this was the part which was mostly, let's say, unhearable during the presentation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have I think 2 main competitors. One is the company from the US. It's called Biomim, and they deliver quite simple solution as we do. But the portfolio of qPCR assays are much different, and we have more multiplexing at our platform. Also, their solution is the very expensive one. Second competitor is Pocket Diagnostic from the UK, but they can offer lateral flow tests, which are not the best for precise diagnostics, because the diagnostical parameters of this methodology is much worse than qPCR. But I think that the most important thing that of the Terrabio product is that this is the fastest technology, and this is patented technology. And also we have included all process from DNA extraction to the result and qPCR in the middle in a single box. So the user will need only a smartphone or computer to operate the system, and basically that's all. So our protocols are extremely simplified.
And could you please tell us more about how does it compare in relation to standard laboratory tests, because it was also hard to hear.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Laboratory tests requires quite a lot of experience. Because all reaction parameters, for example, need to be set up before reaction. And within our technology, all parameters are predefined. So the user will need only to choose the assay he or she wants to use, and then step by step to all the parts of the process for the final result. So the procedure is much quicker because it is done outside the lab. The DNA extraction doesn't require centrifuges or heat blocks, for example. It requires only 2 different reagents and fertilizer. So all of these elements will be included in the assay pack.
Okay, thank you very much. We have a question from Jacek from Sympact. The first question is, you said that you have first sales. Could you tell a little bit more? How much, to whom, what kind of clients?
Well, yeah, it is not exactly the sale that is done, but it is projected. That means it will happen within a couple of months. We have to finish research and development works, but we know to whom. As I have indicated, we have chosen partner for meat processing sector, and the partner will be responsible for the sale in Poland with exclusivity, I would say. So he will cover all that sector, and yeah, that's I guess the answer for the question.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the second part of the question is where and how do you want to produce, I guess, both the hardware and the assays?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the hardware we produce here in Poland. We want to set them, of course, we'll use the outsourcing company, but the starting production will be here in Poland. And assays will be produced in Germany or in the US. We are currently during the discussion with 2 companies. And next month, I think, we are going to choose with which will cooperate in this field.
And I will just go further. Is the production of assays, let's say, vulnerable for shortages of materials on the market?
If there will be not another COVID outbreak, I'm not afraid about this.
Okay, I guess that's getting good information. Okay, at this moment, I can't see any more questions. I'll just wait a little bit more. Okay, how complicated is it to create tests for new pathogens?
Oh, sorry, Emil, because I see the another part of question.
From you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we plan that after 1.2 million euros will be at the market. So this is the investment we need to for commercialization of our system. And how complicated it is to create the test for new pathogens? It depends. Because we can detect nematodes, we can detect bacteria, fungi, viruses, for example. But it depends if this is the test designed for industry, when we only have to design the assay and validate the diagnostical parameters, or if it is a test designed for agriculture. In agriculture, we believe that this is important to prolong the validation, at least for one vegetative season, to test how the assay, how our system works in the environmental conditions, and when are the best, when is the best time for the testing with our system, because the qPCR can detect pathogens in the plant tissue much earlier than other systems and other diagnostic methods.
Yeah, but in general, in case of agriculture production, it will take at least 1 year. In case of food safety, food processing plants, it will take a few months, I guess, to finish.
Yeah, about 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will just add another question for that. Have you proved your effectiveness in the field, in the operational environment?
Yes, we've done that during the test farms program. It was the first validation for prototype technology. We also have tested this technology with the experts from the Jung. It's one of the biggest Polish institutes focused on agriculture. It was tested for Fusarium. It's a fungal pathogen. And now we are validating our tests with, in a cooperation with our partners from poultry industry.
Yeah, I mean, we have been tested and validated our technology in Spain, Portugal, and in Poland as well, of course. Those tests were done in the biggest agriculture producer in Poland with international roots. And currently we're advanced, or we are done with the validation of the technology in the food processing plant. Going to detail, it is a poultry processing plant and our business partner in the future as well.
Welcome, and it's a pleasure to be here. I will put the timer so we are short and sweet. We will talk about the GSense solution that was developed by Nutrix. So as many of you know, there are 500 million people affected by diabetes, and this number is growing. There are 1,300 cases every hour. And the problem that we are facing is that there are not enough endocrinologists, so the doctors treating the patients with diabetes. And as a result, 70% of those patients do not follow the treatment plan. So, for example, we have countries like Brazil, where we have 16 million people with diabetes, and we have only 5,000 doctors that are treating them. So basically, a big problem. And as the people do not follow the treatment plan, we have lots of complications, very expensive complications. And this is, let's say, like where all the insurance companies are now looking how to solve this problem. So what we created is a digital health ecosystem where we have our proprietary device, GSense, our mobile application for the patient, and the dashboard for the medical team. So this is all proprietary development from our team. Very unique. As you can see, we have a very strong focus on the design. This design is the lifestyle design, as we want to give a much better experience to the patients to also improve the adherence to the treatment plan. So in our mobile application, we have the component of the telemedicine. We are collecting all data about the glucose readings from our device, GSense. We have the possibility to integrate this solution also with other devices in the future. We have the functionality of the food tracking, so the patients are taking the pictures of what they eat, and this information all goes for our medical dashboard, where we analyze this using the artificial intelligence and algorithm, and we provide a treatment plan for different categories of patients. So this is what we developed with our medical team and our software engineers. And this is what allows for the much higher number of patients treated per one doctor. So what we are providing are the health programs. So those are, our business model is a SaaS. where the patient pays the monthly fee, and where we are delivering all the components that you saw. So the device, the consumables, and our super health app with all the different features that you saw. So first of all, like when we were creating this solution, we talked with patients and doctors, and then we analyzed also the markets. At that moment, our team also received a grant from the Chilean government. So we've been exposed to different markets, and what we have saw is that there is a huge number of patients with diabetes growing in Latin America or in Asia. And this is, so from one side, we analyze the markets, and from the other side, we analyze the big, huge global players and in which markets they are currently operating. So we saw that there are companies like Livongo, Omada, or Maidario, but those companies are all focusing mostly on the US market. But we do not really have a company offering all the support for the patients with diabetes operating in developing countries, where we see that the number of patients will be growing the fastest. So now we are in the phase 1. So we designed the two-step approach and we divided the market. So in the phase 1, our go-to-market focuses on Chile, Brazil, and Mexico, where we have the 32 million people. And if even only 10% would opt in for our solution, we are talking about 3.2 million people, which represent 800 million of revenue. And then our plan is to expand to Europe, India, and US. From the sales channels, what we have activated so far is the online sales, the retail sales. We have the activity that starts this week with Walmart in Chile. Then we plan to expand this activity with Walmart to other countries. And we also are already covered by the health insurance companies. So the solution is already partially reimbursed in Chile. We are collecting and documenting the clinical data together with our medical team so that we can get reimbursement in Switzerland, Brazil, and Mexico. So the solution is validated. This was the year where we first ran all the different pilots, focus groups with the users. This is how this looks. The patients loves the service, the immediate response of our team. And the doctors also say that, you know, like this is what really helps the patients to make it easier for them to follow the treatment plan. So apart from the ecosystem, once you join us on this investment round, it's an amazing opportunity as we also have a game changer on the R&D. We got the grant from the Swiss government for the cortisol development monitoring, and also we are doing the clinical studies for the salivary glucose monitoring, same device. And from the team point of view, we have 3 co-founders, and now we have a team of 10 members, a team in Switzerland, Poland, the software team, and we also have the team in Latin America. We have an amazing team of key opinion leaders that are developing this solution with us and that are supporting us. This includes the doctors from the Chilean, Brazilian, and also from the European endocrinologist societies. And we are now closing the round. So basically, it's an opportunity to join the team that will execute sales and will very quickly open the next round. We have commercial partners, we have the all prepared, the team. So basically, the round is now closing. We have the two investors from Chile and US, the VC from US, and now basically it's to start executing more sales. As I said, everything is ready and validated to be started. So just as a recap, as you saw, we are solving the real problem. The market is huge, and the team has a global ambition, and it's an opportunity to join and grow and make a great return on investment, also making an impact and helping many people with this solution. Thank you so much. I'm now open for the questions.
Yeah, thank you very much, Maria. We have the first question from Jacek. Is it a medical device? Do you plan to pass the confirmation?
Yes, our solution is a medical device, and in the countries where we operate, we have the regulatory approval ready.
Okay, the second question is whether the hardware part is used or created with some external entity.
So the hardware is the R&D of our team, together with the support of, let's say, like supply chain. Let's say, like the production is also, we have the production in Switzerland, and we are sourcing the components from Asia.
Okay, and also Jacek is asking about the first market, and he's curious whether there are any regulations that you had to pass to deploy the product.
Yes, and we passed those regulations. So we are ready. We are now released for sales. We have 1,000 units on the, let's say, like ready to be assembled. And we are starting this activity with Walmart. And we are, with the money from this round, we also will activate the direct sales through our online platform.
So I will just add to that question, what kind of certification do you need to sell the product in Europe or United States, and how long and how expensive it will be?
So in Europe, we need the CE certificate, and that's a process of 9 months. It's a cost of around 50,000, but it can be, let's say, like divided, no? So our regulatory team that works with us offers this in the, let's say, like 3 years plan, no? That the quote is splitted. But it's a period of around 9 months. But in the countries where we operate, we already have the regulatory approval. So we will do the regulatory approval for other markets in parallel once we already scale up and grow sales.
Mm-hmm. And where will you be after the investment?
Where, sorry?
Where will you be after the investment when it comes to market traction and product?
We will, so basically with this round, we plan to reach 1 million in revenue in the next 12 months. And this is gaining 5,000 users on the platform. So it's a very, very tangible, accessible goal.
Okay, and your geographical diversity is high. And what kind of reasons stay behind it, and how do you leverage it for your advantage?
So, you know, like I always work globally, and I work with multicultural teams. My last work was for the software and medical devices. I work from Australia to, yes, US and through Europe, and basically covering all the regions. So once we created Nutrix, it was like no other options. It's like how we operate, and the market that we defined offers untapped potential, and there are no players like us. We have a huge advantage from the product point of view, from the partnerships point of view, and we have amazing team to execute this. So we also take advantage of the different time zones. This is especially important for the software development. So we work around the clock like IBM. So basically, we are taking the best learnings from different companies and implementing this into our startup. And we see this that it's a big advantage if we also look and think about the future that we have ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. I will just wait for appearance of any other questions. Okay, I think that's it. Maria, thank you very much for your time and presentation. And
thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Adam Gramala, and I am COO and R&D engineer of Enforce Medical Technologies. And together with me, Kuba Bielawski and Kuba Otworowski, our IT developers. Today, I want to tell you something about our most advanced solutions in the field of lower limb prosthesis. First, statistics. There are statistics from Poland. In Poland, about 9 to 10,000 people each year lose their limb. For example, in the USA, 100,000 people per year. In Ukraine, for example, 20,000 people per year. During the war, about 50,000 people per year. So as you can see, it's a huge amount of people after lower limb amputations. Well, the problem is connected with what they can get now, the patients, after lower limb amputations. As you can see, there are our two patients. On the left is Władek, on the right is Ms. Bogusia. And as you can see now, the patients can get such food that costs 15,000 zlotys, weighs more than 2 kilograms. There are no shock absorption because the food is made from the wood. And the clearance between prosthesis and the stump is as much as my finger, 15 millimeters. So because of that, the patients can walk only 500 steps per day. It's not possible to walking in this type of prosthesis. What is our solutions for that? Our first solution is our dynamic foot prosthesis. It's prosthesis, it's foot prosthesis made from the carbon composite and the aircraft aluminum, that it's very ultralight and durable. It has IP68, and it doesn't mean that it's corrosion resistant and provide dust protection. And as you can see, it has CE. It's a first-class medical device registered currently now. First, movies. In our prosthesis, there are no limitations, and I can show you first movie. Wait, please wait. First movie is Andrzej. Do you see it?
Unfortunately not.
Unfortunately
it's
not.
Your PDF file.
Okay. So please wait. Now, Emil, is okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so this is Andrzej, our patient who is snowboarding on the slope, even on the red slope. And second is Sasha. Sasha is a Ukrainian soldier who came to us 2 months ago, and after 6 weeks of rehabilitation, he played football, as you can see on the movie, in 100% made from us foot prosthesis and socket. Let's go next. Wait for it. Our bionic foot prosthesis. It allows ankle flexion in the range of our normal foot, 25% dorsal flexion and 20 plantar flexion. Because of that, no ramp will be an issue. It has an innovative microprocessor-controlled hydraulics. We've developed hardware for it too. And because of that, the prosthesis adjusts in real time to uneven terrain. And of course, we've developed a mobile app for the patient to control and steering of and adapt the prosthesis, for example, for the footwear of the patient, and then for the calibration of this prosthesis. This is a gait in our patient in bionic foot here on the stairs. As you can see, as our normal foot. Go next. Of course, we have to remember that even the best foot prosthesis without good socket is nothing. So because we know it, we've developed our individually fitted prosthetic socket. It's made from the 3D scan, and we are not using gypsum at all. It's the combination of the modern high-strength materials. As you can see, it guarantees safety withstand the pressure about 1 ton. And because of that, our prostheses are very good on the biomechanical test. Because, as you can see on the right here, the knee flexion in our prosthesis during the heel strike is much higher than in normal foot prosthesis that costs 2.5 times more. And as you can see on the left diagram, ankle flexion in our prosthesis is much better because the difference between our normal foot and our prosthesis foot is much lower than on our competitive prosthesis. And of course, we have post-amputation care procedures, because we think that not only the prosthesis is required for the patient, but of course the rehabilitation too. So our first steps, in the first step, we are connected with the hospital that made an amputation. And after 6 to 8 weeks, the patient's stump has healed. And after 1 week, we can make a 3D scan of the stump in our prosthetic point. After 24 hours, we have fitting of the 3D printed socket. And after 4 days, after 4 days of manufacturing the prosthesis, the prosthesis is ready for the patients. So in the 5 days, we can make a prosthesis from the 3D scan to final socket. After 3 to 4 hours of walking in our prosthesis, the patients can go to his home, and after 4 to 8 weeks, we are going to he is going or she to verification of our prosthesis and further rehabilitation. And our revenue forecast, as you can see, it's a very defensive forecast because of the market. Of course, our sales will increase after scaling our production, after money, much more money. As you can see, current share structure and investments needs. Of course, in the first round now, we need 2.2 million zlotys for the 2 things. First, purchase of machines for production and prosthetic point. It's our own contribution to PAR program and our own contribution to NCBA program of the bionic knee prosthesis that we are currently developing. And of course, after that, we will be able to production about 800 prostheses per year. So it's enough for the Poland, and of course for example Ukraine, because we are talking with Kyiv and with Lviv about setting a point, an enforced point in this country. And second round next year, 2.6 million zlotys for teeth audit and clinical trials before the start of the export. It's not necessary because, as I can tell you before, our products are first-class medical device, but we think that after export, for example, to Germany or to USA, we need teeth audit. Of course, we want to develop the first Polish bionic foot for running. We are cooperating closely with Polish Paralympic organization So that's for there. And of course, building 5 more points, entrance to New Connect and marketing. And that's our team. Total work hours, as you can see, near 53,000 working hours since September 2018. Thank you for your attention. I'm open for your questions.
Thank you very much, Adam. Let's go to the Q&A session. How many lymph prostheses are in use now?
Well, now dynamic foot prosthesis we give up for 20 to 30 patients with our hospital, Poznań Orthopedic Hospital of Dega. So 20 to 30 dynamic foot prosthesis.
Mm-hmm. And what are your plans in terms of building distribution network?
Our plans is setting a point in cooperation of the hospital. I can tell you that 2 days before, I was in Otwock Hospital. It's the biggest hospital, orthopedic hospital in Poland, and I think that we need about 1 month to set a point here that we can produce food for them, and they will be giving this for the patient. So that is.
And who is actually paying for the food, for the prosthesis? Are there some kind of governmental
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. Our first patient is Krzysztof, who got money from Polish government and National Health Organization, and of course, it's our foot prosthesis is 100% free for the patients in Poland.
And how does the abroad markets differ from Polish market, and how are you going to expand and scale up?
As I told you before, our first goal is Ukraine because of the war and because we have a close contact with Kiev and Lviv hospitals. And after Ukraine, we think that Czech Republic and Slovakia, they are similar to Poland. So our strategy is the same. So finding a hospital, cooperating closely as much as we can, and setting our enforce point in this hospital.
And how long does it take to establish such a point?
I think that for 1 point, for one hospital, we need 6 months to achieve a point, and of course to teach technical stuff of the hospital in our procedures.
Okay, thank you very much. So I have a question about the hardware. So what kind of sensor are built in the prosthesis?
Kuba?
Hello. The sensor built in this prosthesis are encoder, IMU sensor, and 2 force sensor located in the upper part of this prosthesis.
And how vulnerable are the production chain? I mean, the supply chain for those sensors.
The prosthesis is now in the clinical testing stage, so all staff are just bought from the Asian country, and we assembly the PCB in our in our office. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm waiting for questions to emerge. Okay, thank you very much. No questions more. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So, hello everyone. I'm Michael. I'm CEO of Whirla, and let's start. So, 82% of company leaders and 72% of employees want hybrid work. But workplaces are complex and dynamic places, and switching to hybrid work is not that easy. People are trying to use calendars, spreadsheets, emails, Slack, whatever, to manage that, but it's just a huge waste of time and money. So we created one single platform where employees can find available workstations at a desired time. They can easily book it with our super simple and intuitive app. And they can check in when they arrive by scanning the QR code placed either on sensors or stickers placed on the desks or conference rooms. Also, we provide notifications to get things moving. Whirla also provides statistics. They show when the office was occupied most, what were the peaks when it was occupied least. So we help companies to manage their offices in a way that they work most efficient. We can decrease the office maintenance cost even by 60%. We offer two versions of the product, Whirla Basic, which costs 2.5 euros per month. It's a subscription. And this is like a basic version with just the app. And you have also Pro version that consists of sensors, occupancy sensors for the desks that are reading the real occupancy data. And we also create advanced AI-powered recommendations for office managers in that version. And it costs 7 euros per desk monthly. So in terms of sales, we are leveraging our global network of partners. Our key partner is Colliers. They are offering our product on various markets, but they also help us to create the product. They saw the demand on the market for such a product, and they decided to join us in creating that product. We also work with Sonitom. This is a provider of screens for conference rooms, and also Novistil and Furnico that are manufacturers of office furniture. And we run sales primarily through network of partners. We already have 15 plus paying customers and thousands of desks equipped with Whirla. We created Whirla in a way that it can be integral part of PropTech ecosystem, so it's easily integrable with other tools and solutions. We have very simple APIs to connect to our product also. The market is already huge. It's already $1 billion market and it keeps growing. There are various solutions on the market. So there are solutions like smart building solutions, but our solution is smart office solution focused on companies that are renting offices. So as I said, there are many solutions, many competitors on the market. Robin is one of those corporations that are offering a huge product with many functions. There are even some small companies offering occupancy sensors similar to ours. But we are most advanced in terms of administrative options because we created this product with Colliers and industry experts. So we have QR code check-ins, occupancy sensors, area recommendations, everything in our product is present. So the company was established by me and two of my colleagues. We all have some technical background, but also we employed for that project most renowned experts in Poland in their fields. So for example, Karolina Dudek is still working with us. She is a workplace strategy expert and president of Workplace Institute. We have investors on board already. EVIG ALFA owns 20.3% of the company. The rest of shares is equally distributed among the founders. So we started the company. We found the company in March 2019. And in June 2020, we started a partnership with Colliers within an acceleration program. And shortly after that, in October 2020, we had investments from EVIG ALFA. And 9 months after, we created the product, and soon after that, we launched the product on the market. And we are at the moment focusing on increasing sales and trying to scale internationally. So at the moment, we are also looking for a bridge round on 150k euros. And when we get to a certain level of MRR, probably after 6 months after that, we're gonna be seeking a seed round of 2 million euros. And we plan to be ready for exit via acquisition in 2024. Probably will be bought by some larger player on the market offering a much broader product. That's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Michał. Now it's time for the Q&A session. So I will start with the first question. In which countries are you selling, and what is your strategy for international expansion?
So most of our clients are at the moment in Poland. We have first customers in Hungary, in Budapest, but also hopefully very soon we're gonna have also customers in Romania, where we have at the moment 2 business development representatives. Also, of course, UK is very good market for such a product. London is like a European hub for such solutions, PropTech solutions. So, but we also have some interest in South America, for example, Mexico and Asia. Our strategy is primarily go through our existing partners, so colliers, because they have a network all over the world. But also we employ like regional business development representatives.
And coming down on the competition, what's in your opinion the most dangerous competitor, and what's your advantage over it?
On each market is different, but it's different situation. Our solutions are solutions that are dedicated for similar customers to our customers, so companies that are renting some office space. On Polish market, for example, it's a brand called Urwe. They were doing digital signage before, and now they are offering also a similar booking system to ours. But yeah, our product has much more administrative options, so it can be configured to fit better the culture of the client's company.
And are we planning to add some additional features, or your product is already finished?
We are constantly developing new features. Each day we are working to stay ahead of competition, and we are constantly developing the product. For example, recently we introduced a feature that will help HR departments, where you can check if you are you can show if you are working from home or from office, or you are on vacation or doing some field work. So we take feedback from our customers very seriously, and we check if those features that our customers demand have some business sense, if it makes sense to introduce them. And if see that few customers want this feature, we add new features to the product. So to get ahead of competition, to stay ahead of competition, we are constantly developing.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm waiting for additional questions. Okay, Michał, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi. Please imagine how many product categories we could fit if we digitalized interiors of all the properties in the world. And this is what we want to do here in Walksee. We developed a spherical camera functionality that allows people to create the digital twin of their property in just a second. No cameras, no tripods, no extra hardware needed. And when I say we, I mean a team of managers with 20+ years experience and a great CTO. Let's talk about technology. Our core technology at Tripod is our main component that allows users to take spherical photos using only smartphone. So this is how we create a spherical or 360 photos. A natural step for this, and the natural step for us, is to create the 3D models. This component we call 3D Creator. And as with spherical photos, we want these 3D models also to be made by anyone using only a phone. And not just phones with time of flight or LiDAR sensors. We mean any phone. What about our competition in this area? And I mean a technological aspect. Of course, there is one. Our major competitor, Matterport, which is 10 years on the market, and it's worth around $3 billion at the time of speaking. But what's important, they are only for professional use. And we want to be for everyone. You may also know Google Street View application, but it's for outdoor use only and cannot be used to create digital twins of interiors. Let's come back to the digital twins. In Walksee, we concentrate in creating digital twins of interiors. And what's most important, and I cannot stress this enough, those digital twins we want to be made by absolutely anyone, not just professionals. All you need to do is go to walksee.com and get started. But okay, once you create your digital twin, what can you actually do with it? You can sell or rent your property by creating spherical photos or virtual tour and publishing them on the proper website. You can rearrange your flat using what we call a Walksee Interiors Creator. And this is what we are especially excited about. In few steps, you can rearrange your flat. So first you have to scan the room using Tripod technology, then select the wall, choose the new color of the listing, and that's it. The wall is in a different shade and a different color, and it took only minutes to do so. In the next step, we'll allow people to change the flooring, the tiles, and in the future, we want user to be able to change even the furnitures in our digital twins. I mentioned only a few possibilities, but there are so many more. So in the future, you could insure your property faster and cheaper. You can scan your interior and play games inside it, or even you can transfer your apartment to Metaverse. Okay, the market. We started on a real estate market with implementation for ringer services. People on Morrison and Gratka services can now create digital twins, can create spherical photos, and publish virtual tours with those photos. Next market we want to go to is the home decor. It's even bigger than real estate. And on this market, we have a working demo of our technology and started first negotiations. How do we deliver our services to end users? We think of Walksee for end users as free to use, pay to publish. You can always scan your apartment for free, and only when you want to publish it or use it in other commercial way, then you have to pay. About the business model, we work with our clients with software as a service model, with monthly subscription fees and additional fees related to performance. Okay, let's talk money. So we are after the R&D works and looking for money for the go-to-market stage. And to get this properly done, we require 1 million euros, offering 20% of our company shares. Thank you.
Okay, Michał, thank you very much. Let's go to the Q&A session. Okay, so the first question would be, who exactly is going to pay for the product in the PropTech business cases? You mentioned a few potential business cases, and if you could just briefly summarize who's going to pay for it? I mean, what kind of user?
Okay, Michał Michalewicz. Thank you for this question. We are looking at our company as a tech company, and we want to be a technology supplier for our partners in exchange to flat fee and performance fee. So we think about it like obuwie for home and decor market. Once you can scan your property, and then you can modify it, and by selecting and trying online all home and decor stuff, such as, I don't know, paintings, posters, furnitures, etc.
The companies who would pay would be those marketplaces, for example, where this technology would be placed, or the furniture producers, manufacturers, or the paint manufacturers. And on the real estate market, the paying companies, as they are now in this first integration of ours, is the real estate service like Autodom, Gratka, or any other this kind of company in the world. In insurance market, it would be insurer who wants to give their clients a chance to make this digital twin, so that nobody has to go there to see the flat that they are insuring, and so on, so on. So that's why I said it's B2B2C. So we look for the partners in each section of the market, and those partners offer our technology to their end clients.
And how about the traction? Do you currently have any paying customers?
It's about the traction. We are, as we have said, a technological company, and we are on the R&D stage. So we are right after, and actually in the middle of bridge funding and project. So we had a first implementation integration on those two websites, Morizon and Gratka, and they paid us for it. They paid us to integrate. They paid us for the opportunity to give their clients our technology to use. But now it's time that we want to start selling our product, our technology on different markets. So this is what we need the money for.
And when are you going to finish the R&D part, which is currently ongoing?
Actually, it is ongoing. I mean, we just finished the first part, so we are making the spherical photos, and this technology is ready. Now we are working on creating the 3D models. This is a huge thing, and we made our first steps in this area. But this process will be ongoing. We finish the next stage on March next year, so till the end of first quarter next year. But this technology development actually will never stop. But yeah, we have to develop it constantly. But with the spherical photos, we may say we have it and we ended it, and now we are doing the part with 3D models.
Yeah, so let me show you the result of our working technology. Okay, this is our beta version of real estate product. It's implemented in Axel Springer. This is a virtual tour created using our technology by one of our users. This is Rampex dom aukcyjny. And let me show you our demo phase home and decor. This is also made by our technology, but that what you can, it's the change the colors of your walls. You can add the color and change it, and this is a solution for home and decor for painting industry.
And all of those models were made via the only by using the smartphone, right? So no additional tools were required.
Yeah, this is our advantage.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
thank you. Yeah, please go.
Yeah. This is precisely as Michał said. This is our advantage. We only use smartphones camera, and as we said, it's not even. We do not even need to use those sensors. I mean, the LiDAR sensors and so on. There are only few iPhones on the market that have a LiDAR sensors. Our technology is ready for every smartphone. I mean, every recent smartphone seems like 4 or 5 years production time. So actually, most 95% smartphones on the world, I would say.
Okay, thank you very much. We just have a minute, so I'll just wait a little bit more for the questions. Okay, looks like we don't have any more questions. So, Walksee, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
If you have any questions, feel free to ask. If not, then thank you very much. Thank you for your time, and hopefully we will be in touch.
Thank you very much.